Hi there, this is Tammy with Tammy's Stamping Therapy. Today I actually have a video where I'm going to be making something. Stampin' Up! Has some really fun kits in their catalogs, and this kit is in the current mini catalog that started in January. It's called Seriously the Best. It comes in this beautiful box. I just love this box. And in the kit you get enough supplies to make, looks like 3 each of 4 different cards with matching envelopes. So we're going to make this today. And then it has a companion stamp set. I don't think it comes with the stamp set, called Seriously the Best. And I like to use the big words sometimes. It's a lot of fun. This is a little brochure that shows how to do each card, although you don't always need it. You can tell by looking at the card. This says what's included in the kit and tells you the steps to do it. So we're using Pretty Peacock and Terracotta Tile ink to put these together. So let's get started. Let me show you what comes in this box. This box is just so pretty. It's not my colors really, but I like this pattern. And it's just a fun little box. I like the way it works. It makes me want to make one like it. Interesting. So since I've been making boxes, here's what I just noticed. They made the bottom and then they attached the back to it. That's an interesting way to do it. That gives you more possibilities because I don't know how big this is. This is 6.5 by 5.5. And it's 3 inches tall, so you could possibly cover the bottom with one piece of designer paper, and then the lid is separate. So very interesting. It's got this cute little closure, and then inside is all the goodies to make your cards. So there's a stamp set, an ink spot. It even comes with a little block. I won't use this block because I don't like that kind. And let's see. Look at the inside. Isn't that a pretty print? I really like that print. Okay. So first up is the envelopes, and they have a print on the inside, which is fun. I think they're all the same on the inside, pretty sure. So I'll set those aside. Yep, they're all the same on the inside. And then it's got all these card bases. So it's 4 each. There are 16 cards in here. And one thing about these kits, they're not quite the same thickness as if I were making this just with Stampin' Up! Cardstock. But it still makes really pretty cards, and it makes a great gift. This is just blue. This has gold sparkles. There's some very pretty vellum. Some die cuts. And then this paper, or this design. So what I like to do when I'm making these kits... Oh, and I guess I've already been in here once and checked it all out. Interesting. I don't remember that, but this is like a deja vu moment, because there's some dimensionals and there are no dimensionals in here. So maybe I've already made one of these and I don't remember doing it, but if I did, I didn't make it on camera. So look at those cute little die cut birds. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull out these guys. And it's really easy to take these apart, especially so there's 2 layers. The more layers you have, the easier it is to get them out without hurting your die cuts. So I can get rid of that. These I think I'm going to be stamping on, so I'm not going to pull them out yet. So if I look at my little picture, let's see. This one gets stamped with the thanks. This one gets the hello friend. So those two are the same, those two are the same. And then these guys, this one gets congrats. And this long one gets you're seriously the best. And then the rest of these say I miss you a lot, these guys. And these little bitty ones say you did it. So it's congrats, you did it. So I need terracotta tile and peacock, pretty peacock. I need to, let's see, hello friend, thanks, congrats. Put these guys on blocks. Kind of semi-straight on the block, which is not a straight word, so makes it a little difficult. There's that. There's that one. And these guys, this is going to go on here. Might as well mount them all while I'm here. Though I don't have to do it later. I should have done that before I started the video, so I apologize for that. That's that. And we also have two other stamps in here. There's a leaf stamp and a little blossom stamp. There. All of my stamps are mounted. So now I'm going to stamp these guys. So I'll do one at a time. I'll start with, this one is congrats, and it's in terracotta tile. Hopefully my head won't be in the camera. These are really two of my least favorite Stampin' Up! Colors, but I like the overall look, the way the cards look when you're done. So there is that. And then I'm doing big ones first. The thanks goes on these guys, again with terracotta tile. Usually when I get out one of these card kits, it's maybe 30 minutes and I have the whole thing done, because they've done a lot of the work for you. Well, that didn't work well, but I think I can fix it. I'm not going to try to stamp it again, but I think I can fix it when I make the card. I guess I've never used this ink pad. It's really stiff. These ink pads are very stiff when they're new, and they get better with time. See, this one I know I've used. It works much better. So then this is Hello Friend. On the camera? I think it's on the camera. That's that. So those are done. And then I'll come back and you're seriously the best. I'll do this. Turn it upside down so I can see it better. A little bit crooked, but I don't think it's going to matter when the card is put together. So you wouldn't have to have these two ink colors. There's other ink colors in the designs. You really could use almost any colors. Does this one say, I miss you a lot? That is with, oh, I want to keep using this. So I'll do You Did It, because that's the little bitty ones. Ah, that's not good. These are kind of hard to, I'm trying not to get my head in the camera. So I apologize if I do, because it is hard to see where you're stamping when you can't look right over the top of it. There, that is much better. And I'll try this here. There. Now I'm switching back to my terracotta tile for half of these are in terracotta tile and the other half are in the pretty peacock. So I shouldn't have switched back yet. That's okay. It's better to do light first when you're switching inks and then cleaning. So there's those. Almost done with the stamping, although there'll be some stamping on the cards, I think, because there's those two other stamps. Clean this. Too high. That one's a little crooked. So this one I want to do over. Still a little high. That's okay. I'll see. When I stamp things not quite right, I usually fix them when I'm actually putting the card together. So now I'm going to pull all these out. See how easy these come apart? And then these guys. Okay, ready to start assembling, I think. So the blue cards, these are just blue. Make sure they're all facing the right way. I was making a card kit the other day, and one of them I put together backwards, so that it was upside down when I was done. But I was able to pull off, it was one of these was on with foam tape, Stampin' Dimensionals. I was able to pull it off and just turn the sentiment around, and one card was at the top instead of the bottom, but otherwise it was fine. So I'm going to do this before I start. If I were going to sell these cards, Stampin' Up! Wants me to put their logo stamp on them. I don't really sell cards. I mostly give them away. So sometimes I use that and sometimes I don't. So when I look at these, I know this goes on the front, and I'm betting that it's popped up with dimensionals. This will say oh, and it's got this vellum on the back too. It's a good thing I looked at it closer. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Adhere using Stampin' Dimensionals. So there you have this. I don't think you can read these, but these are tiny little numbers. And then over here it says what each number means. So number 4 means adhere using Stampin' Dimensionals. And it's pointing at the 2 top pieces. And it looks like this piece does not have dimensionals on it, but it is layered underneath and has the string tied around it. So the first thing to do for these guys is to get this. This is vellum that has gold stripes on it. Very pretty. And you're only going to see just the very tail of it, which is kind of sad because it is very pretty. And this goes like this on here. So I'm going to use my snail to attach this, because you're not going to be able to see it, because usually vellum you can see the adhesive through it. You're not going to be able to see, well, you can't see it anyway, but and when you're putting vellum on a pattern, you can't always see the adhesive. I just love that pattern. I think that's so pretty. I wish we had some designer paper that was that pattern. Okay, so there's that. And then they took this twine and they wrapped it around twice and tied a bow. I can't do both, so I'm going to wrap it around twice, and my bow will be added separate. So to do this, I'm going to take a glue dot, and this comes with some, but this is much easier to use. So I put a glue dot on there. I'm going to attach this to that glue dot, and then I'm going to wrap it around twice, attach it again, and cut it off. So that's what I'm doing for now on each of these. Oh, like, where did they go? I covered it up. That's where they went. So what are you guys crafting today? I'm going to I'm going to work on my jewelry box that I started. That'll be in a previous video. I also really need to work on cleaning up my stamp room, and then maybe I could find some things that are missing. Maybe not, but maybe. I have more stuff than I have space to put it in. And I did a purge last year, but as crafters, we all know I've bought probably more than I got rid of when I purged. So I found some new crafts I want to try. One of them was really cool things pouring resin into molds. Absolutely beautiful, using alcohol inks. So I bought a bunch of alcohol inks and all the stuff to do this new craft, which I can't wait. And then realized you really shouldn't do it in your house, and you shouldn't do it in cold weather. So I need to wait till warmer weather and then get my husband to clean off a spot on his workbench in the garage to do it. I did do one. This resin doesn't have any odor at all, but so this was my very first resin piece. It's a cute little dish. I love the colors. It didn't do what I wanted on the sides. You can kind of see a little bit of how the sides did that, but I wanted it to do a lot more. So I have to figure out what I did wrong that didn't happen. So I tried just one little resin piece with the windows open and everything, but there's a lot more stuff I want to make, and I want to sell it at bazaars. So I really have to wait for better weather for that. Oh, what is this for? Okay. I was afraid this was something I was supposed to have stamped on, but no. This gets layered on with some birds. So, dimensionals, and this card says congrats. So I need to unbury my congrats. Takes me 2 seconds to bury myself till I can't get to anything that says and say congrats. Here are my congrats. Okay, but first I can now attach this to my cards. I like to work from the bottom up. I feel like it's the easiest way for me to craft is when I'm working from the bottom up, because if you build the whole top and then try to put it on but it's bumpy, it makes it harder to adhere things down, in my opinion. Not everybody feels that way. Everybody has their own style when it comes to crafting. I'm an assembly line style person, so I do each step on a project on every one I'm making. When I do my classes, I always cut extra projects to build my stash, because I'm always sending out cards, and I always do assembly line style. I send out birthday cards, thinking of you cards, just whatever. If you would like to receive a birthday card from me and I don't have your birthday, please comment in the video or in the comments below. Tell me what your birthday is, just the month and day. I don't need to know the year, but and I'll add you to my list. If I can remember at the end of this, I'll show you this cute little book that I made that has all of that stuff in it, how I keep track. This doesn't need a lot. These dimensionals are super sticky. They're not going to fall off, so you don't need to like cover the back of this with the dimensionals. Just a couple works fine. You see how I work myself into this tiny little space to work? This happens with every project I ever make. I don't know how to make it so I don't work that way. There is no empty space around me either. I have a big L-shaped desk. I have IKEA furniture, and it's always all covered. I'm pretty sure this is going to be my favorite card of the 4. think. Some of the stuff in this box came from a different kit. That's what that is. That baggie was stuff from a different kit. That's funny. So I'm going to look one more time at this up close. It's got some sequins on it, and it's got that bow, and that's really all that's left. It's kind of hard to tie a bow. I might only do one of these on camera. And I like this baker's twine is really skinny. So I like a little bit of substance to my bow, so I fold it in half. But it is a little bit difficult to tie when it's so skinny. There, those scissors won't cut that. So, and I'll take a glue dot. Oh, these are sticky back. I usually don't like sequins because they're a pain to attach. But these have glue dots on the back of them already, so I can attach a few here and there. Wherever I like. Put one there. There. What do you think? That's all I'm going to do on those for now, because I don't want this video to be 3 hours long. So I'll move on to another card. Oh, it's not done. Sorry. This is supposed to have "You Did It" on it. So I need these little "You Did It's." Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. There. And I want mini dimensionals for this because they are easier to work with on something tiny. They fit on the back of there. You can use the bigger ones if you cut them down or cut the sides down. But these work just fine. And again, these are super sticky. And really, Stampin' Up! Could have just these tiny ones. And you wouldn't need to use any more because they're sticky enough for your project. But this goes right there. I didn't look at the clock when I started this. I was going to see how long it took. Usually I can whip through one of these kits in 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how complicated they are, how much stamping. Some of the kits have even less stamping than this. So there we go. That's what that finished card looks like. Now, I'm going to go to this one. Make sure they all open on the same side. And they do. And this is the thanks card. It's this one. So it's got this printed vellum on the back. So the first thing I'm going to do is put that down. Isn't that pretty? It's very, very pretty. So that goes in the middle. And again, because it's printed vellum, I can use the snail and you're not going to see it. You cannot see the adhesive on there. Seemed like I was telling a story earlier and I forgot what it was, so I apologize if I gave you a half-finished story. Maybe it'll come back to me. Maybe it won't. You never know. So this is, that is seriously not enough of that twine for, oh, because it's a different kind. I see. This one. Oh, see, I used the wrong one. Nobody's going to know I used the wrong one, but I was supposed to use this. This is like a yellow and white blend. So what they have done, I don't know if you can see this, they've taken it and they've wrapped it around and then stuck it down. Not really quite sure how they stuck it down, but so, and then the thanks. It needs to be bigger than that. Go down farther on my hand. So it's kind of, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go like that. And this is going to go on with dimensionals. And this time I'm going to use 4. Can't see what I'm doing. I'm going to use 4 because I want to capture that twine. Actually, I'm going to use 5. Put one in the middle. So we'll see how the, make that circular. We'll see how this works. Down a little bit. Well, that worked pretty good, actually. And then this says, "You're seriously the best." And that uses dimensionals, so I want tiny ones. So I think I'm only going to show you how to do one of each card, or I'm only going to make one of each card on camera because I don't want this to be too long. It's probably going to be too long as it is. So there's that. And then it has some sequins also. There. So that's that card. Isn't that pretty? Lots of fun. Set that aside. These are the glue dots that they give you with the kit. And you peel off the, there's a little covering on top. I peel off the covering and then grab the glue dot with my paper piercer to use them. But I like to use these. I'll use those when I'm not on camera. So let's see what's next. Okay. Next we're going to do this card. This is this one that says, "Hello friend." They have, again, I don't see how that's going to be enough of that, but maybe it is. They've done the same thing. Before they did that, they put down, there are these vellum die cuts, which are very pretty. So they put down, looks like maybe that. All the ones they used are like this. That maybe. And then this one is "Hello friend." I want to bring this in a little bit. Do you guys dislike these things as much as I do? These little doodads, no matter how careful I am, they get everywhere. I find them all over my house. That's the, see, they're on there. That's the downfall to using any kind of a foam tape for attaching. I love 3 dimensions. Almost everything I do is 3-dimensional, so I use a lot of it. And that's my one big frustration with 3-dimensional stuff. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this again. I'm going to go big. That. That. Hello friend. I'll do 5 again so I can capture the baker's twine. Well, capture it, but I still can't see it, so I guess I'm going to go like that. So you can see it a little bit. And then this one has this guy. This one has this bird on it. I'm going to put this there. I also want one of these leaf things sticking out here. There. So this little bird is going to go on with just 1-dimensional. There. And then I miss you a lot. I might not put this "I miss you a lot" on all of them. Well, these days I guess we can say that because we can't see our friends. That's gonna go like that. And this one gets a sequin up there, one down there. So that's that card. They're all white inside. And then I have one left. The one I have left is this one. It's got two birds on it. And it's got some leaves behind the white circle and then some on top of the white circle. So the white circle should have dimensionals. It'll go like that. I just have stuff in my way. I gotta figure out how to craft without having crap in my way all the time. This goes there. It's gonna go like that. I'll attach this down. Then they get one of these. Which is the branch they're sitting on, I guess. So put that there. I'm gonna get one of these birds and one of these birds. These guys will get dimensionals. I'll just put one in the middle, and then I'll put a little one at the head. So they're having a little conversation, it looks like. It goes like that. Get this, "I miss you a lot." Sorry if I just bumped the camera. Put you this way. There's that. And they put this in a different way behind, like just a loop, but I'm just going to tie a bow with this. It's too much. And I'm going to figure out a good place for this bow. It didn't work. There we go. There. Put it right there. Put that on there. There. So that's card number 4. I have quite a mess here. Can I might be able to get rid of this mess so you can just see the cards. If I go like this. So that we had this card. Congrats. Hello, friend. Thanks. And just, I miss you a lot. Stinking little things. There, what do you think? And then they go in this very pretty little box with their envelopes. And then after you've used all the cards, this is a fun little trinket box that you can really use for anything. You can decorate the top. You can put special treasures in there. You can use it for anything. So you can get 16 cards with this, and you saw how quick and easy they go together. It'll just take me a little bit to finish up the rest of them, and then I'll have a really cool box of cards. So I hope you like this. I'll have links below to the items that were used to make these cards and where this kit is. And I think that's it. So, oh, here's something else fun you can do with this stamp set. You can take a circle, which this is probably a 2-inch, this is a 2.5-inch circle, stamp the hello friend, take one of these black clips, I don't know what these clips are called, and then you can decorate it. This is the bee from the honeybee stamp set. He's been stamped and die cut and colored. And then this is cute. I just have this hanging on my wall using a push pin. Isn't that a fun little thing? You could also decorate a clip like that and then make it into a clipboard like this. I want to find some of these clips. When I was at Office Max, I only found those smaller bronze colored ones. I want to find some. I like the black. And I know I could probably paint them, but it'd be easier if I just found them. Anyway, that's it. That's my project for this time. And I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day.